Hey, good evening. It's Monday, October 11th. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight. This morning we talked about fear comes from misplaced trust. And obviously, if I'm not trusting God, my trust is misplaced. But let's try and be specific about that tonight. Psalm 121, familiar psalm, often gets misunderstood because it says, my eyes look to the hills. Does my help come from there? In other words, they're not coming from the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the one who made the hills. Because the next lines of the psalm say, the one who made the heavens and the earth. He is the one, as the psalm goes on to remind us, that God is the one who takes care of us. He never leaves us. He never forsakes us. Our God never slumbers, never sleeps. His eyes are always on us. So what does that mean? It means practically that your God is so committed to you that he is always with you. Don't look to these hills that are all around us. The children of Israel going up to worship through these treacherous valleys, climbing up to Jerusalem. The hills were no place of safety. They only brought bad things came out of the hills, animals, robbers, all kinds of things. No, my help doesn't come from them. My help comes from the living God, the one who cares for me, the one who watches over me, the one who never leaves me, who never forsakes me. He is my shepherd. If we understand the shepherd analogy correctly, it means that God is always with us. This is almost too big for us to get our little tiny heads around. The psalm means exactly what it says. David means exactly what he says in Psalm 23. Your shepherd is constantly with you. There's nothing happening that he is not watching over. Whether you become sick, whether something bad happens to you, whether something great happens to you, he's with you. And those hard conversations that we just finished talking about in terms of the videos on conversation, God is right there. He hasn't gone anywhere. If you appeal to him, instead of caving into someone else's intimidation, someone who wants you to fear them instead of fear God, and realize your God, the great shepherd, the great warrior, your great savior, is right here with you. You can't see God in this video, but you can hear the evidence of him all around in the birds, in the air that I breathe, in the air that you breathe. God is here with us all the time. I can bank on that. He is keeping me safe right now. If something difficult happens to me, he is still there. See, that's what the psalm is trying to communicate to us in beautiful language. Don't look to the hills. Your help doesn't come from there. Your help comes from the one who made the hills, from the one who is with you all the time. In that difficult conversation, when that person is not being nice to you, in this difficult circumstance, in the unexpected sickness, or the unexpected blessing, God is there. He is with you. Don't look to the hills. If you look to the hills for help, you'll know fear. If you look to people to take care of you, you'll know fear. But trust in God, honoring his word, believing that he is my shepherd, and that right now, even though you can't see him, he's more real than I am. He has more substance than I do. The unseen reality is far greater than the seen reality. And that's the thought I want to leave you with this night. Your God is with you. He is your shepherd. We don't need to fear, but he is with us. And that's the thought for tonight. May the Lord bless you. May he give you courage and strength to do what you know is right. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for just encouraging me as I do these videos. If you haven't subscribed, please go to everydaytalk247.com and you can see links to it there, or you can go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and these notifications will come right to you. Again, you have a great evening. Thanks so much for being here. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning. Good night.